Blessings and welcome to all of my sexy scorpions out there. This is Synergized Tarot by Tammy, and this is your January 2020, the new decade tarot reading for you, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising sign in Scorpio. And yes, I'm a Scorpio sun, so always truly a pleasure to connect with my fellow Scorpions out there. And are we ready to start the new decade off? In a new karmic way, especially in the way that we communicate with others. We have some powerful changes in our energy of communication. There may be some powerful changes that may be happening in regards to our siblings, our neighbors, our cousins, a lot more traveling. We may be doing short-term trips, connecting to maybe more to our closest relatives. But let's see, the two cards that we have received so far, Scorpio, is from the Seashell Oracle. The first one, it is called the Cone with Barnacles, Loss of Identity, Needing to assert oneself. So this is a time for us Scorpios to really assert ourselves. And I feel like maybe we have had lost our identity for a while in regards to the way that we have been able to speak up, to communicate, because of so much karmic energy in our third house of communication with Saturn and Pluto. It's like we are learning how to transform the way that we communicate with others, and we are losing some type of identity in regards to how we assert ourselves. We are going to be more positive and strong in that way, and because of that we will be admired. And it says this admirable cone, an admirable person. So I feel others are going to admire maybe us Scorpios, but it may be someone that we may admire and really want to connect to in regards to a master, a teacher, a guru, because we will be having the eclipse energy on 10 January in our ninth house of wisdom. So it looks like we will find someone who we admire to teach us, to give us some type of skill, because the third house, Scorpio, is connected to our skills, learning how to learn something through mastery. And so that is what we're doing. We are asserting ourselves to learn from those that we admire. And we are losing our past identity that doesn't serve us anymore, because we Scorpios are very assertive, and maybe we've lost our power for a little while, but now we've gained that control. And we have so much in our third house to show that we are, and we have Jupiter there in our third house, right, of Capricorn. So we are being more assertive in the way that we communicate, and are definitely restructuring and karmic changes happening for us to really grow our understanding of the way that we communicate to others, Scorpio. So let's see what hidden wisdom that we need to understand, because we do also have this amazing energy happening on 12 January, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, which will be affecting our third house. So it's like all this karmic energy happening, wisdom and hidden insight coming. So let's see what the hidden realm has to say about all that. We are going to be the Metal King. The Metal King is about us having discipline to be more skillful in our communication, armor and boundaries, right? And have to go back to that one seashell. Loss of identity, needing to assert oneself, right? So let's read about this Metal King for us Scorpios in the month of January. So let's read about us being more disciplined, setting boundaries, ready for battle. The Metal King is strong and arrives to lend you his impenetrable shield of protection. No matter who sends you criticism or jealousy, you'll not be hurt. And that's really important in the third house of communication. We're not going to let others criticize us, right? Or judge us. This ally also prompts you to think about setting healthy boundaries. When you do, no matter how uncomfortable that task may be, everyone will benefit. He asks you to make sure you know where you end and another begins. Other emotions, others' emotions are not yours, no matter how empathetic you may be. Another of the Metal King's messages is to remind you how important it is to have a healthy sense of self-esteem. It's a good time to shine and be proud of what you have accomplished. Again, what was that? Seashell. Needing to assert oneself, self-esteem, right? Discipline, being admired. So we are going to be the Metal King this month, Scorpios, and we are going to be more disciplined. We are setting ourselves for battle, maybe putting on our armory, setting boundaries, and that is what's really going to allow us to be focused more this month on our own power. So let's go to the first house, and that is the connection to us Scorpios, our self power. So let's look at ourself to see what we need to focus on. The world. We need to focus on completion. We need to focus on being admired. We need to focus on recognition and getting out there in the world. That is communication. So us Scorpios, we need to get out there in the world. We need to communicate more. We need to get out of our shell. We need to be out there and really connecting to the masses, whether it is just, humans or, energies of animals or nature. It's us communicating in a way that we are getting out there and feeling the energy of the universe, Mother Gaia. So this is about us getting in tuned again to that connection to the universe. We really need to feel all that is. And that is going to be important for our Scorpios this month. We need to be really more attuned to knowing what we need to set our set our heights, high for what's coming up for us. A new cycle is beginning. We're getting out of stagnant energy to begin something, and that's what the world is: completion, a new beginning. So we see that we are getting out of stagnant energy to complete a cycle, to begin something new that we will be recognized and admired for, and connected to those around the world who will give us that admiration, who will give us that positive energy to be able to assert ourselves, right? So let's go to the second house. And the second house is our finances and resources. So let's see how our finances and resources are looking. Temperance. So it looks like we've had to be patient for balance. And of course, we've had Jupiter in our second house for the last year in Sagittarius, right? It just went into Capricorn in our third house. So we've had to be very patient for the last year in regards to our resources. We've had to figure out, I feel like we've had to be very tight in our budget. We've had to really look at ways to balance the paycheck. But our angels are saying, because you've done this, you've done the work to understand how to balance out and know that, there's always this connection to the universe, our angels having our back and having faith that now we can see maybe some type of completion and connection to more prosperity coming from the universe, from others who may be helping us. So let's look at another card in the second house here. Completing a new journey. That's what I feel is like we're in the 21, no kidding, and the number 3 and the third house of communication. Let's look at this here, Scorpio. So we see 21 down here. We see the number 3. We're dealing with third house matters with the karmic energy of not only do we have Jupiter who just went in to our third house of Capricorn, we're going to have a Saturn and Pluto conjunction on 12 January in Capricorn. We just had a solar eclipse in Capricorn on December 25th. So we'll have the sun there, we'll have Mercury there for part of the time. There's so much energy happening right now that's focusing on our journey. And this is about traveling. We are seeking new adventures. We are definitely seeing clearance. A lot of us Scorpions are going to be on the move. and we're ready for it. It looks like we're finally getting through some type of obstacle that we've had to be patient in regards to moving forward in our resources, moving forward to have more adventures and fun, right? So let's see, let's go to the, yeah, and we have Mars in there in the second house, being more aggressive now. Our angels are saying we have been patient, and now Mars is in our second house to be ready and aggressive to get through any type of obstacles to find our way towards our journey, completion and movement through stagnant energy. So let's go to the third house where we're having all this amazing karmic energy and communication, putting the past behind, karma. Here we go. Here we go, Scorpio. This is the Scorpio card. This is the Eight of Cups. This is the eighth house. This is us, Scorpio. We are karmically putting something behind us, something through karma in regards to the way that we connect through communication. It could be in regards to siblings. It could be in regards to neighbors or cousins. It is in regards to putting something in the past that hasn't worked for us in regards to the third house. But now we're tapping into something through the eclipse energy that is flowing for us. That eclipse that's happening. Like I said, we had that one eclipse in Capricorn on December 25th to put the past behind us, to release us from something karmically, to now move forward. And now, yeah, 12 January, we have that Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto and Saturn conjunction in Capricorn. It's like we are really releasing something from the past. So we should really feel this blessing and release. I feel like a lot of us Scorpios know that this time is coming, that we can finally release something karmically from the past. And it is like a huge lift off our shoulders, I feel. So let's see here. Let me go and pull another card because it's, wow, how beautiful. Through putting something in the past, through something karmically that we've had to deal with, look at, we are starting a new pathway. We are growing a new tree of life. So it looks like, as Scorpios, we deal with a lot of darkness. We have dealt with things with the Eight of Cups, having to deal with pain and understanding why we've had to deal with things that may have been dark and emotional. But it's so that we can tap into the truth, tap into our faith, tap into feeling like, we can connect to the universe and get us grounded. I just feel this, as Scorpios, we have so much water, so much flow, that it is important that we connect sorry, I'm trying to get this, there we go. Connect to getting grounded to the earth, right? And so I feel a lot of us Scorpios, because we're so much water, we're going to try to connect more to nature. We need to really connect and get grounded more, so that, because our emotions, our feelings, our connections to others are going to be so strong right now. But yeah, we are definitely putting something behind us through communication, and we are definitely releasing something karmically through our third house of Capricorn here. So it's important to know that. It's important to know that we are clearing something for a new destiny. Fourth house, Scorpio, that is the connection to family, home, security. So we do have some energy happening in our fourth house too. So let's see what's happening in regards to communication with, I see this connection to family and siblings and cousins and home. So there's a lot of things happening. Seven of Cups. Things happening in the family that I feel has been stagnant. Like, there are things that Scorpio, that need to change. And I feel like it's in regards to karmic things happening in the family. So putting things in behind, speaking the truth for some type of change, look at in the home life. So yeah, Scorpio, we are getting out of something stagnant in our home life. We are changing things in our home. And some of us are maybe leaving our home life so that we can venture off to our dreams. It's really listening to our truth and putting something behind us to start something new. So a lot of us, I feel, Us Scorpios are looking at our dreams, our aspirations. What do we need to put behind us, and fulfilling our own true destiny and completion. Yeah, a lot of us are traveling, moving, completing something new. We're not wanting to stay put. I feel like, I feel like we're ready to find growth and stability and prosperity in other places. And it has something to do with the home life, maybe leaving and pursuing something new. So the fifth house, we are connecting to, what do we have in the fifth house? Neptune. We are connecting to our own independence. We are feeling free, feeling prosperous to grow and be creative and find, like, a lot of us Scorpios, I feel, who are single are feeling very independent, feeling good, feeling really like there's this growth and maturity in us. And I feel like now we are feeling like we can go through this new doorway in regards. We just feel, in our beauty and essence right now that we can feel good in our fifth house of love. That is the key, is feeling more connected to our own beauty. That's the Nine of Pentacles, feeling more independent, connecting to our own beauty. The number three, again, 33, the third house, communication, being able to communicate and express who we are. That's really about us getting out there and others really enjoying us, right? So the key is really expressing us creatively. And if we really want love and romance, then get out there, because we are looking pretty fine uh and stable, and really wanting more adventure and joy. So that's what I'm feeling for us Scorpions in our fifth house. We want more fun and adventure, creativity. We are definitely ready to explore now, explore new adventures. And we're putting something in the past. And I really feel some of us Scorpios just want to be free from a home life, free from stagnant energy, free from the past somehow, to really move forward, to make some type of new effort with love, new effort in what we are trying to create in love. And that's what I feel like for us Scorpios. Let's make the effort. If we want true love, if we want new romance, if we want to be more creative, let's make the effort to really find our independence, to feel like we know everything is worth waiting for. This is the time to make it all happen. It's worth waiting for. We are worth waiting for, right, Scorpios? So let's pull a few more love cards, a love connection to maybe us females. What do we get? This could be the one. So there's a strong connection to some of us females, that there is this love energy that is worth waiting for. And if it is just coming and materializing for us Scorpios, this could be the one. So some of us Scorpions may be already feeling this energy, and no, this could be the one. This is a time that any type of flow karmically, romantically, is a major karmic connection that could be long lasting, but it's important for us to play and have a good time. It's hard with Jupiter and Capricorn, this Capricornian energy. It's not always playful and fun, but we have to remember this joy and why we want to have love. That's the fifth house. We have to remember the joy and the fun and the playfulness of it all here. So yes, love that Scorpio. We're gonna have a lot of fun in our fifth house if we allow ourselves to make the effort here, right? And it's worth waiting for. Whatever we've been waiting for, us Scorpios, it's going to be worth it. So a couple more cards. So keep an open mind. And some of us, maybe it's worth waiting for because we've had to wait for someone who, in regards to children, maybe, some of us Scorpios had to wait to allow our children to leave the nest. But there's some connection of knowing that maybe some of us had to wait for our soulmate because of maybe children. But it is worth waiting for. So keep an open mind. And now is the time to make the effort here. So let's go into the sixth house here. And the sixth house is our connection to our day-to-day life here. So Scorpio, what is our day-to-day life like in January? We're going to have strength. We're going to have to, it looks like we are really putting things into action this month. And it may not be easy to make changes in our day to day life, Scorpio. We are restructuring with Capricorn in our third house of communication. We are restructuring the way that we communicate, that we connect. We're going to have power this month because I feel like what we do every day, our power is in how we are able to connect to others. And, we're going to have a lot of strength this month. It looks like we're going to need it for some reason. And it may have to do with putting something in behind in regards to the family life. There's some kind of balance of karma coming that across the bear. Yeah, so we see that we do see the strength card and the cross. So for some of the Scorpios, it does look like there's a cross that we're going to have to bear. In regards to our day-to-day life, I feel it has something to do, again, back to the family, something karmically happening that we're going to have to deal with, that it affects the family, the day-to-day life here. So let's go to the seventh house of relationships, partnerships. And boy, do we have Uranus in that seventh house, right? Shaking up things. So, for some of us Scorpios, it could be a big shakeup in relationships, a big epiphany, relationships coming all of a sudden out of the blue, relationships ending all of a sudden out of the blue. But it's about us Scorpions realizing what our worth is in a relationship. The Nine of Pentacles is saying, do you have faith? If you are not happy in where the direction is going in a committed relationship, in a partnership, are you ready to go on a new journey? Are you ready to be free? Are you ready to commit to being more stable, even though it may take a long time to get there? And this is what we're thinking about, Scorpio, a new pathway. And I feel for some of us, we are going to be receiving maybe an offer for a new journey in regards to how we grow. Like the Nine of Pentacles is saying, there is an offer, because the seventh house is a contract, a business partnership, a deal. So for some of us Scorpios, it looks like we may be receiving some type of partnership, some type of deal that will allow us to move forward on our endeavors. So yeah, I feel some of us are creating our ideas, creating some type of ability to be more open artistically, intuitively, creatively in our home life. Like we are creating something in our home. That's all we have to do. We don't have to go to work. We don't have to have that stagnant day-to-day job. I feel like as Scorpions are thinking out of the box, making our wishes come true and fulfilling them through strength, through perseverance, through waiting and patience and discipline, right? Fighting. So let's pull another card in the seventh house, a new environment. So that's what we are heading towards, Scorpio, a new environment and connections to others. We're going to prosper because of others. We're going to receive accolades and we're going to assert ourselves and be admired by others. That's what I was looking for, that word. So let's go to the eighth house. The eighth house is this connection to transformation, changes, endings. The Three of Swords. We see there's some type of transformation in ending some type of karmic pain. This is the Three of Swords, just what it looks like, pain. It is about ending that finally with the eighth house. So if you are ready to release something painful, Scorpio, that you have been dealing with, getting out of something stagnant, getting ready to get grounded, getting out of the situation, leaving the country to get out of the situation, leaving the city. It's like, if you want balance, your angels are guiding you towards a better place. Like you need to hit the road, get going in a new direction here. And that's why I feel some of us Scorpios see that there's freedom in a new direction. We just need to put the past behind us and not look back. So yeah, some of us are dealing with pain and putting that behind us. That's what we're dealing with. And that is the Tower. That is knowing that there are epiphanies, strong changes in regards to our emotions and deep psychological issues coming out through maybe communication, dealing with family issues. But you know, through finding our self-worth, Scorpio, through us finding our way, patience, balance. Uh, it's like our karmic release of pain from the past is finally like it's here. And I feel like when I look at this card here, this always the tower represents Uranus to me. And I feel like with this Three of Swords here, uh, you know, we have Uranus in our seventh house. I feel a lot of us are like receiving a lot of healing from past karmic pain. And we are finally releasing that and having the strength to move forward in our day to day life, to not allow that pain to overbear us anymore. We're ready for the past to be behind us, and we're ready for this new environment. So, yes, let's go into, well, this is the ninth house, and this card wanted to fly out here. Three of Pentacles here. So the ninth house is working with others. It is about connecting to spirit and listening to the wisdom to create our ideas. So, you know, the insight for us Scorpios in the ninth house is to keep on working on our skills. The number three here, the Three of Pentacles, I'm connecting again. Oh, yes. And of course, we have the eclipse. The eclipse on 10 January in our ninth house. It is about wisdom and insight, working hard with others, learning from masters and gurus, being all night working on our ideas, right? It's like we have all this knowledge. The ninth house is higher education. So a lot of us Scorpios are headed towards higher education, working with others to really grow and prosper some type of new insight to the big picture of maybe helping humanity, right? But, you know, I feel like a lot of us Scorpios are going deep within us to find ways uh, to listen to our insight, to work with others, to um, help us in our journeys, right? In the ninth house, help all of us to understand the wisdom and insight. Like Scorpio, we are digging deep, we are researching, we are learning. That's what I feel like. The more that we learn and discover, the better that we have the ability to teach others. And that's what the ninth house is. Learn as much as you can so that you can teach others what you have learned. So that's what I'm feeling there. So let's see here. Another card. And things will be positive. So the more that we learn, the more that we seek out knowledge and connect to those who can help assist us. Working with others and learning is really going to be positive this month. That is the knowledge, that our wisdom from within, our divine's energy, our angels and guides are saying. Our connection to the Scorpion energy, Mars. So, and of course, Pluto. So let's see here. 10th house of career. We've got positive changes happening in our 10th house of career. Is that awesome or what? And it's like working with others. Things are positive because I feel like a lot of us Scorpions are working with others, and that's because we are working on our communication, positively changing the way that we communicate to grow and prosper and be more positive. Something's coming through that, and it's giving us this ability to move forward through obstacles in our finances, through communication. Changes are positive in our career here, Scorpio. That is awesome to see. So one more card in our 10th house of career and destiny here. Yeah, a new beginning. So we can see that we have the rainbow here, another rainbow here. I thought there was another oh yeah, and another rainbow up here with the Temperance card. So there's a lot of connections to believing and having faith and having a hope for a new beginning. So there's a change in our career and destiny for some of Scorpios. So believe in it, have faith, because it's giving us this ability to fulfill our hopes, wishes, and dreams here. So let's go to the 11th house because it is connected to our hopes, wishes, and dreams. Five of Swords challenges to those hopes, wishes, and dreams. It is about us now fighting through those challenges, and the Five of Swords is through some type of communication. So we see there has been some type of challenge in the way that we communicate to fulfill our hopes, wishes, and dreams. So right now, a lot of us Scorpions, you know, we are secretive. We don't like to be out in the limelight. We don't necessarily need to communicate and connect to a bunch of people. We are more private, but it is showing us right now, and I have to be more open too, is that we are needing to be more expressive. We are needing to be more open and more communicative, not more secretive. With that third house of so much energy in Capricorn, it is about restructuring and being more knowledgeable and being more skillful and challenging ourselves to be able to communicate in a more effective way to the masses, because the 11th house is to the masses, to getting our word out to all over the world, right? So we need to challenge ourselves. This karmic situation of change that needs to communication. Hello, the number 12, 3. So we see how powerful this is, a month of karma, to challenge us to communicate more effectively, to maybe get out there and communicate better, more effectively. I know I have a hard time of just communicating, advertising. The ninth house with that eclipse is about publishing, advertising, getting out there in the media. So a lot of us Scorpios who are connected to media and communication technology, it's really it's like we've learned a lot to be able to finally get to this point where maybe we can finally grow some way through our communication, learning a technical skill, learning something more deeply to be more effective, right? So that is what the Temperance card is saying. We've had to deal with a lot of maturity and waiting to grow our hopes, wishes, and dreams to be more financially set. But we have a strong willpower, Scorpio. We have Mars as one of our rulers. We do not give up. We always deal with transformation, changes, deep psychological issues with Pluto, right? So we're in the smack middle of Pluto and Saturn Capricorn, saying, yeah, well, you are ready. Are you ready to transform, to restructure, to change who you are, to be a better Scorpion? I know I'm ready, because if we do, we get love. That is so karmic right now. We see that we get the King of Cups and the Two Cups. This is us Scorpios connecting deeply to our own feelings, our intuition, feeling this deep connection to a soulmate that may be communicating to us finally because of this karma that's coming and fulfilling us with this energy in Capricorn. And that's why I feel like 12 January, don't be surprised for us. I'm going to be looking out for this. If there isn't this strong connection to maybe a spiritual bond, a deep connection to someone that you feel is your soulmate. So remember, someone may be coming around who could be the one. Uh, that's what it says. So keep an open mind, because it is definitely maybe worth waiting for at this time. So it may be in regards to knowing that maybe you could meet your soulmate, because some of us have to maybe wait because of our children. So it does look like there is in the 12th house a karmic connection to love coming through. And it's a new beginning. Again, having faith and believing that this is the time where it's like we're ready. We're ready, Scorpio, for divine timing. We're ready for our challenges and completion and balance and release from pain, from past karma. We're ready to move into our own independence and freedom. And we're going to be stronger than ever to really work hard on what we are trying to create, because we have positive changes happening for us now through communication. So much love to all of you Scorpions. And if you ever want personal reading, all my links are below. And so excited for all this beautiful energy in 2020. Hope you are too, Scorpio. And until next time, with pure love through Synergy, Tammy.